treat for you guys. I have sitting side by side my brand new Kubota 36-inch walk behind and my brand new Scag 32-inch walk behind. And I'm going to show you some differences between the two mowers. Now, what they do have that are almost identical, well, that they have of the same, is they both have the same engine. They both have the Kawasaki FS 48 1V, as you can see there. And they are both commercial mowers. Okay. Now this is a 36-inch walk behind, and that's a 32. So let's go ahead and start at the front. There's some things that I like about this Kubota model that I don't like about the Scag, and there's some things about the Scag model I don't like about the Kubota. I guess actually what I should say is there are some things that are on each one that I like that are not on the other one. So I like both machines. Both machines are incredible. Okay, so to start off on the front here, these right here are run flat type of tires. They're non-inflatable. They're all solid. So the cool thing about that is there's nothing to air up. Also, there are no grease fittings on either side. So what that means is they are sealed bearings on the inside right here, so you don't have to worry about lubing, putting grease in there every now and then, and you don't have to worry about flat tires, and I really like that. Okay, you do have one grease fitting here on the front arms. That's going to be inside this housing, and that's because this rotates a lot. Now you can put grease on these spacers. These spacers allow you to change the height of the deck, so they will allow you, if you want to raise the front a little bit, and you take this little cap off. It just slides right off. Take this pin out. Take these washers out. Now make sure these two right here stay at the top. Okay. Now this right here is half of this, and this is half of this. Each one of these are a 1/2 inch, I believe, spacers. That's a 1/4 inch, and that's an 1/8. So yeah, it can get pretty technical. Plus the blades themselves have 2 washers on them, or have 2 spacers on them, and the Scag does as well. Alright, so you want to make sure this fitting is greased every now and then. If you're doing a lot of commercial mowing, I would probably hit it with the grease gun maybe once a month. That's it. Just one little squirt, and that's it. It may not even need it that much. Just you don't need it necessarily to where all of the grease is oozing out. But you want to keep that lubricated and don't allow dust and stuff like that to get in there. Okay, so that's the front. So if you want to lower it, you take these off and you take these spacers out and you put them on top, and that will lower this down. So you can see here you have about 1.5 inches left. Now keep in mind that if you did that, that would lower the front and keep the back high. Now you either want a level deck or you want the front just a tad shorter than the back. Either one of those is okay. Moving into the belt housing, this Kubota here has just these 2 little turn knobs. Alright. And then you're able to get to the housing, where all of the pulleys are. Change your belt, tighten the tensioner, whatever it is you need to do. Now, you are going to have a grease fitting in here. You're going to have one right there. You don't want to apply any pressure forward or back with this guy. I know in one of my other videos you saw me having a wrench up here. Don't do that. Instead, put the wrench against this wall or this wall, depending which, if you're trying to tighten or loosen these. If you want to take the belt off, you're going to need to undo this tensioner here and push this out. Push it out this way, and that way this belt will come out around it, and so on. I do have a neat little device that you can take these springs off with, which I'll show you in another video on a good, safe way to be able to take those tension springs off without hurting yourself and putting them back on, instead of, you know, binding your finger in these belts here trying to put this stuff on, because these edges are, you know, they're not blunt, they're pretty sharp. You get your finger in there and that's it. Anyways, so you want to make sure this housing is clean too. So I like that about the Kubota. The other thing I really like is, you know, you have to change the oil a lot. So this is the cool thing. You have the oil drain here, the filter here, and where you add the oil here. It's all right here in one section, and I think that's fantastic. Now, they're both the same engine, so I would expect it to be that way. This is a little spout here. You just pull that out like that. You turn your little drain off, and you can drain it down, or you can go down there and drain it down there too if you want, whatever you want to do. But I think that's a cool feature. I've had some other model mowers that did not have that option, and I think that's awesome. It has a good size air breather inside here. You have I think that's a 5.5 or 6 gallon tank, which is great. You have good thick belts here. I've had other brands to where they're pretty small, but this is good. You're going to have a grease fitting here, grease fitting down in there. And alright, so on your controls here, if you want to start it, you have to turn this, okay? Make sure you are in neutral, and you have to make sure this is in park. So it's in park. Got to pull the choke up, and it takes normally 1 or 2 pulls, and it starts. See? Pretty easy. Alright, so the controls are pretty cool. You got the throttle all the way up. Pull this out, your blades turn, and that's your speeds. 1 through 5, neutral, and in reverse. Now whenever, well, we'll go on another video on how to operate this another time. Okay, this mower, I have the sulky on it, and this single wheel sulky is fantastic. The instructions manual is right here. It does not have an hour meter. It does not have a fuel gauge. So I don't know how much fuel I have in it without having to look inside. I am going to see if I can get from Kubota a lid here that will allow me to take this off and put one on there that has, you know, something like that. A little fuel reader, but that's part of the cap. That would be pretty neat. Okay, that's about it. I did take, now this machine did have the normal discharge chute cover like that, but I took it off and made my own discharge chute, what's called a chute blocker. So that right there, it seals it down. If I get in between flower beds and I don't want grass blowing it up, other one, I'll shoot that down and pick it right back up. Real easy. I like it. Okay. The back tires, you have to have air in there in both of these. The cool thing is you don't have to get down there trying to look. It tells you right here, 14 PSI on your tires, so that's really good. Okay, and plus this is 36 inches wide, and I think I need about, let's see here. I'm thinking I need like 37 inches wide in order to pass through the gates. So whatever inch mower you have, you know, you got to be at least an inch wider than that, and that'll get you through the gate more than likely. Okay, so the Scag here. Oh, also, if you want to change the height of the deck in the back, which I did on this, I didn't do a video because it was late one night, and I was just tired. I just didn't want to do it. I just needed to get it done. So I am going to do it again. What I end up doing is the video will show how to put it back or how to change to another setting. You have 3 settings here, okay, and you can't see, but on the inside there you have, not sure if you're able to see, but you have a couple slots that they need to be in, so you have 3. Anyways, you have to undo a couple different bolts, and then this has the slide, and you have to raise this bottom up, and it's got to sit on some blocks. So there's some safety things that are involved when you're changing that, because this is a heavy machine. It's almost 500 pounds, and you do not want that coming down on your finger or your toe or anything else like that. It would not be a good day for you. Okay, so both of these are pull start. All right, 32-inch Scag Mower. So I got this one because I really like the walk behind of the Kubota. That's my first real commercial walk behind. Now, I think you guys remember my Troy-built flex machine. That it is a walk behind, but it's 28 inches wide. I don't use that as much no more. Nothing wrong with it. It's fantastic. I mowed 2,000 lawns with that, May of last year to May of this year. Phenomenal machines, and I've never had a tune-up on it. I just sharpened the blades. All right, but I needed something a little bit more rugged, although that is pretty rugged and tough. But I wanted wider width, cover more area, and something geared towards having a sulky on it. So the flex machine doesn't have that transmission that gives you the left brake, right brake, and you can steer. It's just positive track on both ends. It doesn't have that braking system. Could you install that? Why? It'd be too much money and be a pain, and it's only 208 cc's and not quite be strong enough. Although I don't know, it might be. But anyway. So this has the sulky system on it, which I really like. I am going to get the single wheel sulky. I'm going to get the exact same one here. I'm going to get for this machine. Okay, so starting in the front, you have, of course, the same engine. Now, the cool thing I like about this is it has the cover in the front as well, above all your pulleys and your blades, so if you need to change something out. So let's go ahead and take that cover off. Get you guys set up here. All right. So you got 3 knobs. Now these side ones you don't have to take all the way out. They just kind of lay there in place. The top one you do because it's got to be able to come out. But I will tell you, it's kind of a pain because it's such a tight fitting in here. Alright? Take your time. When you're putting it back, it's kind of a pain. Alright, so as you can see, we have a nice little description here of how the belt goes on. Kubota doesn't have that in here. Now in the owner's manual it will. So here it talks about blade bolt installation, rotating parts, gives you a little warning. This right here has, install belt cover before operating, owner's manual, a little warning there, so that's good. Now here, this is pretty neat. This gives you a good formula on adjusting the height for the different cuts. Your blade, the rear, the forward part of the deck. So that's really awesome. You can adjust it on the go, and you know exactly what you're dealing with. The Kubota doesn't. Now, that's not discrediting Kubota. I'm just saying that's just one thing that they have on this mower that I think is kind of cool. Information is key to everything. So remember that. If you're out there you're shopping around for a new mower, information, you want as much information you can about it so you can make good decisions. You're spending your hard-earned money, whether it's for just your residential lawn to mow your lawn, or if you're getting into the lawn business, or if you've been in the lawn business and you're stepping up your game like I am, then information. Take your time shopping, get with a good dealership that you trust, and try to do all your repeat business there. I bought both these mowers in the same month from the same salesperson at the same Kubota dealership, just 2 weeks apart, and I would have got them both at the same time, but I had to pay off another account. My 48-inch Kubota zero turn. I had to pay that off. Paid that off. Got the 36. Then got the 32. Okay, so you have your belts. Now your belt's about the same size, it seems like. This is your tensioner. Now the cool thing about this is it doesn't really have a spring. So it has this right here. So if you need to take this off, then you adjust this. I really like that. You're not having to deal with springs. You just loosen that up, tighten that up, but pay attention to the tightness it has to be so it keeps proper tension on this and not so tight to where it'll break or wear it out. So these belts will last a long time. They could last several years. Just take good care of your machine. Keep this nice and clean in here. It has a good outlet back there. I really like that. The Kubota's the same way. So when it gets a lot of grass, hit your blower, and it blows out. That's phenomenal. Okay, so on the front of this deck, you have a little bumper. It's a welded. Both of these are heavy gauge steel, and they are fabricated decks. These are not stamped decks. You can see the welds here. The Kubota's got the same ones. So, all right. You have a good 1-inch bumper on here. Got a nice little skid pad, skid bumper here, which is good. The Kubota doesn't have that, but they're underneath. They have no bumper here. They have no bumper underneath, but I can feel that is doubled up on the metal underneath. That's what it feels like. I haven't actually looked underneath there, so I don't know. Okay, I have not made the chute blocker on here yet. See, we have another warning label there, so that's good. We don't have the chute blocker on here yet, so we're going to get that installed. I haven't even looked underneath this deck yet, so I don't even know what it looks like. In fact, so you guys have got a sneak peek. I haven't made it that far yet. Okay, so I do have a bungee cord that connects right here, goes up, and then it connects to that arm and it stays up. I took it off just for the video. Okay, so that's good. So these tires, oh, well, let's back up. Well, no, that's right. Okay, these tires, let's see here. They are run flats as well, okay? So that's cool. That's a double bonus. But look, there's a grease fitting. That grease fitting is going to grease this side and the other side as well. So that's something you got to maintain. And you got a grease fitting here. So now on these arms here, you got a couple of these spacers here, So if you want to lower it, then you go ahead and take this off, take those spacers out, and lower it. Each one is a 1/2 inch, and then you can raise it up. I got this the deck just the height that I want. They're both cutting almost the exact same height, which I think is like right at 3 inches. All right. So the tires here, you do have to add air in these. You do have a grease fitting too. Okay. I will double check on Kubota. I don't think they had a grease fitting, which is good. That means they're sealed bearings. Yeah, no grease fitting. So those are sealed bearings. I prefer sealed bearings because they're just going to last longer. If it's sealed, nothing can get in, nothing can get out. That's just it. So you have another fitting here. Now we're going to go through the operations on another video on adjusting these things here for your brake and your control, and how to take these springs off with a device that I have that I made that you can make too. It's so easy. If you're in the lawn business, you have exactly what you need. I'll just show you how to put it together. Alright, so you got your three settings there to lower the rear of the deck. And then of course, let's see if the blades have the little spacers. Yeah, see? They got 4 spacers right there. 4. That's a lot. So you have those on there. That's a pretty good deck. Alright. And then you got the ones in the front. So you got a lot of options for your height there. Okay. This tank, I want to say, is like a 1/2 gallon smaller. Maybe 1 gallon smaller. I'm not really sure. But it has a fuel indicator. A float level. I like that. Because I hate, well, I don't say I hate, but it's kind of annoying. You have to look in here and have to guess what you got. Now, I will tell you this. The Kubota holds a lot of gas. So, I mean, that's an enormous tank, dude. That's, I mean, that's like the tank they have on a Cadillac. It's enormous. you know, if it was a Cadillac mower, that would be equivalent. Anyways, so I can fill this up. I can mow 15 lawns in a day, including including 2 single-acre properties, and I'll barely be empty at the end of the day. So that's pretty good. 2 single-acre properties plus your normal residential properties, and we're about almost running low. So that's pretty good. Okay, so this one here, now you got your throttle up here. Okay, your controls are similar. All right. Now this does have a cutout for, as you can see there, it does have a cutout right up here to put an hour meter. I'm going to put one, and I believe it connects right here. Now I'm just guessing, but I think it connects right there. There's your gears, 1 through 5 for forward, and then your neutral and reverse. All right, so to start this guy, I got both of them on the same key here. All right, it's pretty simple, just like the other one. Want to make sure it's in neutral. Got a parking brakes on. Okay, make sure it's not in gear. It's not in gear. The blade is disengaged. Turn it on. It's on. All right, then you just here's the choke. The choke's right here. Start it. All right. Now, both are nice and quiet. I mean, for a lawnmower of that size. These are 14 horsepower engines. 14 and a half horsepower. I believe they're 14.5. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. But it just seems like the motor on the Kubota is much larger than the one on here. However, I think there's an illusion because you have this exhaust guard and this exhaust guard that's not on this machine. So, I mean, they're the exact same engine. So, alright, so you got your blade turn on here. We'll go and turn that off. Okay, so on this side, here's some of the differences on the fuel, on the oil thing. You got your oil dipstick here that you check. Your oil filter, which is great. And look, we got a little downspout there. Okay, now that's a little outlet here, so you can put a little tube up there, and I'm going to see if there's one that was supposed to have come with this mower or not. If not, well, we can put one up there. Looks like a little 1/2-inch tube, and this is your little fitting. You turn that on, or you turn it lefty loosey righty tighty, if I'm not mistaken, and that oil will drain out. I really like that. Now, on my Toro mowers that I had, the 32-inch zero turn and the 50-inch zero turn, which was the MX 5050 and then the SS 3225. The oil change on them was a pain in the rear to do. They didn't have anything like that quick drain plug there. They didn't have anything like the drain hose on the other one for the oil change. So that's a headache, and I just didn't like that. These I really like. You know, these are good. Okay, the brake system is good. You got another fitting here. So these are just some quick characteristics about these machines. Here's the other thing. Here, you might be able to tell here. Look at this. Now, do you see the difference? Do you see a little difference? The handlebars on this guy, on the Scag, are a little taller than the ones here on the Kubota. Plus, this is more straight up and out, or this is more diagonally out and then this way. Now, there's things I like about both. Okay, when I'm walking with this one, with the Kubota, that's okay. That's fine. It's easy to push down. You know, this is a heavier machine than the Scag. It's easier to push down to get that front end of the lift if you need to go over a curve or around something or pivot around or something like that. But when you're on the sulky, then the discomfort that I find, I am 5'10". So here's the problem I have. Okay, I'm down here. My arms are almost fully extended. That's not comfortable to me. I have to be like this. You see the little lean in my back? After a while, you get tired of doing that. So you can lift this bracket, push it down with the brackets that came with it. But when you do that, then when you back it down the ramp, it's going to rub there, and it might get stuck. So for the time being, I'm dealing with it and trying to think of something that I can come up with. Plus, when you're walking behind this mower, this is okay. It's comfortable, but this one is a little higher. You see? Check it out. Alright, see here, we go down, and then the diagonal is going downwards. Look at this one. Here, it's almost 90 degrees. I'm telling you right now, that's comfortable. I mean, the other one is good too, but I prefer this height. Plus, when you're on a sulky, it's going to be perfect height. So, I'm excited about that. You can adjust the height of those bars. I don't know if that's the highest setting or not, but I'm going to look into that before I start doing some other adjustments and stuff. So, we'll look into that. Or I might order a different sulky, put that one on this one, or I don't know, we'll figure it out. Anyways, so that's kind of my brief, quick characteristic overlook of these two machines. Both of them are fantastic. The Kubota, I paid, I did 0 down, 0 interest for, I think, 36 months. And I think that's right at 5,000, maybe 5,200, something like that. I don't remember. Just under, no, just under that. I was at 42 or 4,300, I believe, for that. This Scag Mower here, I had to pay half down. I paid $1,850 down. So whatever 1,850 times 2 was is what this machine was. Since it's not a Kubota, I did have to pay a percentage of interest. But both are commercial mowers, which is what I really needed. Both are fantastic. So if you guys are in the market for a commercial mower, now we're going to do another video and we're going to talk about the differences between a zero-turn mower, the ups and downs, and the walk-behind mower, ups and downs. And I've had both of different sizes. So I definitely have some good input on that. And I'd rather have the walk-behind mower with the sulky than a zero-turn mower. Even if I'm mowing 2 acres. If I'm mowing 2 acres plus, then, you know, a zero-turn mower would be good because you can sit down. We're going to look at maybe buying one of those next year, maybe. I don't know. I may just buy a bigger walk-behind with the sit-down seat on it, the sit-down sulky. They have those too. So if I'm on a 50-inch or 60-inch zero-turn mower, maybe, or not zero-turn mower, sorry. If I'm on a 50-inch or 54, is it 54? 54, 50? I think it's 54-inch. If I'm on a 54-inch walk-behind, I'm going to get one of those seats added on it, so it'd be kind of cool. Got the little sulky wheel underneath. Anyways, okay, so that's a wrap for these two mowers here. They're phenomenal. I bought them at Lansdowne, Moody, Kubota dealership in East Houston. Now they have like 6 or 7 dealerships around different small towns around here. So definitely you want to check them out if you're around. If you go to the one in East Houston on Katy Freeway, talk to William. Tell him that Kevin with Texas Veteran Lawn Service sent you. That I bought both these mowers from him. He'll know. Anyways, if you like the video, like it, subscribe. Be sure to give it a thumbs up. I really appreciate that, guys. If you have any questions or comments, please let me know. We're doing some more videos on these mowers coming up soon. So Hurricane Harvey just passed. Today was the first day of, I believe we had no rain today. So it's drying up a little bit. So businesses, I did a couple yards today. We're going to start back normal tomorrow for the properties that aren't still flooded. So we'll do some footage on that, see how that's going. But anyways, I'm Kevin with Texas Veteran Lawn Service. We'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching.